dishwasher, yeah, perhaps.
And you clean it until the water runs through it.
So the dust
Right.
on the fire alarm would keep it from
Activating.
recognizing the particles, whatever
Well,
it
the
is.
air didn't blow through.
Right. And well, another reason, not only dust, but spiders love those things.
Oh, yeah.
And they put webs up in there and stuff,
And spiders
and it
love
blocks the
that.
little ionization area. And so it'll either give you a false reading or it won't give you a reading at all. So
You know,
the
I
maintenance thing is to vacuum those every so often. And also, they're only good for maximum of 10 years. And you can buy some now, smoke detectors that have a 10-year battery. That's what I bought for my house because I was tired of changing batteries. You know, because they talk about changing the batteries.
Once a year.
Uh,
The time change, daylight,
Right.
up and back.
Rather than at 3 o'clock at night when we start eating.
So you're saying that a smoke detector only lasts 10 years? Or, I mean, not the battery, but the actual device? You have to change them every 10 years?
Well,
We have a carbon monoxide detector that seems to be flaky, and that's over 10 years old.
I would replace them over, if 10 years, replace. That's the recommended time frame.
I didn't know that. That's
Smoke
good.
detectors do save lives. That's a fact I can testify to. Here's another thing that saves lives that people don't give a lot of credit to, and that's closed doors. If you have a fire in a room, and this has been done by science, the UIL and all have done studies and they show it, proven it, and I've witnessed it, but just a hollow core door closed, fires in that room, it will stay in that room for a long time before it'll come out, even if it's a hollow core.
It burns up all the oxygen.
Burns up the oxygen, it'll burn that inside core, but by the time it does that, if it doesn't break the glass, if you got a window, if it doesn't get oxygen, it will succumb. But it absolutely saves lives by closing doors.
There was a murder up on, what was the name? Randall Mill, Westwood.
Westwood.
There was a murder up on Westwood, and the man killed the woman upstairs in the bedroom. And when he left, he shut the door, and he had set her on fire. And they burned all the oxygen, and there she was with a burn space around her. But otherwise, the fire went out because it used all the oxygen.
Yeah. Yeah. So, point of that is to, you know, the more doors you have closed, the more likely if you have a fire in a compartment, it'll stay there for a longer period of time.
On carbon monoxide detectors, where's the best place to locate them?
Garage. By the furnace, I think. We'll see.
Close to your furnace area?
No,
No?
My bedroom.
more towards more towards your sleeping area. Carbon monoxide is lighter than air, and it's going to go up. But it's going to go up and then it's going to come down. So it's kind of like smoke. It's going to go up, out, and then it's going to start down. So if your furnace is in the center of a hall and it's got a leaky flue or something, it's going to go up and then it's going to go over and then it's going to start down. If your doors are closed and everything, like I'm telling you, it'll stay more so in your hallway. But if you have an alarm, they say about head height is what they say on the instructions, I believe. But people don't have plugs on head height, so they make them and then they tell you that, and it's like, well, how are you supposed to do that?
Extension cord.
Yeah, extension cord. Not necessarily a good idea. So the best thing to do is follow the instructions, put it where it is, but the main thing about that is to make sure your appliances are serviced. That they draft appropriately, they don't leak. That's our number one issue is heaters and systems that, gas-fired systems that haven't been maintained in a long time, and they develop leaks in there, and then they come out and they, thankfully, we haven't had too many problems here with that. It has to do with our climate. But servicing is the number one safety thing you can do for that.
Now, you know, I have a service contract, like twice a year they come out for my AC and heating. But I have a gas water heater in a totally different part of the house, and there's nobody particularly to, you know, monitor that. And you're looking usually more for leaks.
Well,
water
that would be under the plumber. You'd need to call a plumber. And if you haven't had it checked for a long time, I just have a plumber come do a service check.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'll come out, you could have that done once a year. They can just come out and check the flow of the flue and the seams, make sure everything's tight all the way up. But it's the plumbers that would do that
Yeah.
part.
Okay, I should probably write that down.
Let's try to think what else we do. I have some, we have these. Like, thanks a lot, little trinkets, cool. Anybody seen these before?
I was going to ask a question about that.
Oh, this is called Vial of Life. Inside is some instructions and a sticker, and the biggest trouble I have is it's childproof, I can't get it out.
So now the place is on fire and you're trying to get those out?
On fire.
And, no, this is for medical.
Oh.
This is like if we show up, here's your little sticker.
Oh, okay.
And there's some information, a little card you fill out. It's basically for your medical information, contact information, and they put them in here and you just can't get them out. I can't get them out.
That's when you need to take the knife out, cut the top.
See, that's what I would do, yes. I would get frustrated and I would butcher it when I got done.
Yeah.
But it gives you little instructions here, and of course there's another card in there. There's instructions, and then there's a card, and it's about medical information. What it is, you fill it out. See, I pulled my knife out on a call, because what we'll do is you put the sticker on your refrigerator or on your front door or wherever, and you put this in your refrigerator though. I know we don't need it cold, no, but we know where it is. You know, if I tell you to put it in a cabinet, I don't know which cabinet you're going to put it in. Most people don't have more than one refrigerator. So you put it in your refrigerator, you sit it in there, you have a medical emergency, if we get there and there's nobody to talk to and you're unconscious and we see that you've got a vial of life, we'll go to the refrigerator, we'll get it out, and we will have your medical information. And it has, of course, your name, your date of birth, address, phone number, social, and if you have any, you know, you check all this: heart problems, high blood pressure, respiratory, blood type if known, allergies,
Medication.
and then the back has got the medications that you're on, and then a list of emergency contacts. And we can use this if you're incapacitated. We can get a hold of somebody, and we can treat you appropriately. You know, the more we know about you, the better off we're going to be able to treat you.
I've got an envelope taped to my refrigerator. It's on its emergency, and in there is all the information that they would need.
Okay, this is the same thing.
Yeah.
This for people that don't have the envelope.
Well, my doctor suggested that, so.
It's a great idea. We call this the vial of life.
I'm a CERT volunteer, and we stuck about 2,000 of those.
So you're the one that put it in here? I can't get it out? Need to come up with a better, I can't get it out. I would have to get my knife, I'd get my knife and cut the top off if I was on a call.
Do you know how those medic alert buttons work? Do they go to some service center somewhere else in the United States, and then they call you, or what?
That is correct. From the ones that I've been familiar with, yes, they go to a national call center, and then they call the local dispatch center, whatever city it's in or whatnot, and then they give them all the information, and we go out there.
But that works pretty good, yeah.
Yes, is a short answer. Like I said, my world is all about things that go wrong. So I can tell you about more things that go wrong than I can go right. Because if things all went right, I wouldn't have a job.
Yeah, right.
So it's kind of, but for the most part, yes, they do work, and they work well. Just make sure when you fill it out or you talk to them, tell them you're in Arlington, Texas, and not Arlington, Virginia.
Yeah, don't send them to the cemetery.
I've done that before.
You what? Somewhere?
I've been looking for a
Arlington
house
Cemetery.
that didn't exist on the east side, and was like, it doesn't exist. Yeah, it does. No, it doesn't. I'm standing right here. It doesn't exist. There's no number here. They call them back, and it's like, oh, Virginia. Yeah, well, we're not going to respond. It's a little out of our district. So,
You know,
want one?
there's an Arlington in practically every state.
There is.
But the Arlington, Virginia is one that always comes up on the internet first.
Yeah.
If y'all want these, I'm not going to force them on you, but,
We've got one.
Thank you.
Going?
He's with me.
okay. You want one?
Okay.
Okay, now, what do you put on the refrigerator on
We
the,
just need one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's
I'm
a
sorry.
sticker in there, there'll be like a decal.
Okay.
on the outside?
Yeah, you
And
put it on
then
your
this on the
door
inside?
or somewhere, yeah.
So it doesn't burn up, yeah. Those dryer sheets have caused a lot of problems in our area.
You should have stolen one while you was packing them.
They don't check that screen, you
I'm
know?
going to see how well you did on this one. Yeah, you're going to get that one. Have fun with that.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
So when we put it back